right, let's take a look at Spellbound. So this one is in standard tuning. So Angus is going to open this one up. So for the intro, Malcolm's just going to start on this F chord, and we're going to play F to D. Now this F is just like an F bar chord, except we're not going to bar the first fret. We're just going to make sure that we've got that first fret on the B string fretted, so we get this sound here. It's kind of a pretty full sound. It's almost like a full bar chord here. And then we're going to go to D. Now this D chord could be played like this, where you had that fourth fret on the D string. You get this sound. I think maybe Angus is just doing that and Malcolm's playing the open D, but either way it's going to sound right. I just played everything with the open D. So we just play F to D, and then we're going to do this. We're going to go 3-4 on the E string to an A chord. Alright, and then we wait for Angus, and then we go back and play F to D, and then we do it again. And then we're going to follow, Malcolm's just going to follow what Angus is doing. So we've just got our first finger on the 8th fret of the B, our middle finger on the 9th fret of the G, and our ring fingers now on the 10th fret of the D. And then we move to this position, which is your first fingers on the 7th fret of the G, your middle fingers now on the 8th fret of the B string, and your ring fingers on the 9th fret of the D. So we get this to A. And then we play F to D twice now. Alright, and we repeat. Alright, then the vocals are going to start. So now we're into the first verse. So for the first verse, we're not going to play the 3-4. We're just going to, on the E string, we're just going to start with an A chord, and the picking attack's pretty light. Then we just play this again. And now we're just going to hit D once. Alright, we're going to play through that a couple of times until we move to the pre-chorus. So the pre-chorus, we're just going to be moving back between this position and this position to A. Alright, and now we're going to start on the D chord for the D chord is the pre-chorus. So we're just going to play this D chord, and then we're going to do this. We're going to play 2, 3, 2 on the E string to an A chord. So all together we have this. Alright, so now we're into the chorus. So I got my pinky now. I'm going to plant on that 5th fret of the D string. We're going to hit our open A string. Then we're going to put our first finger on that 2nd fret of the A string to the C chord. So right? So that strumming pattern is different the first time that we're going to play the chorus. The second time it changes. It's a little bit more aggressive, which is pretty typical of Malcolm's playing. So that first chorus is going to do something like this. And then we go back into the second verse. Alright, so that's pretty much all the main parts for this one. This part here where we're moving back and forth on this stuff is going to be part of the guitar solo. So let's take a look at that and then wrap this one up. All right, so as we head into the guitar solo, we're just going to be playing that, coming out of that chorus. So that chorus again, we're just going to be starting on that D chord. All right, so that's basically the whole guitar solo there, or what Malcolm's playing, obviously. But we're just, again, we're doing the same basic concept. You know, it's just trying to get that strumming and learning the strumming. The strumming on the first chorus is different than the next one, right? So it's a little bit more subdued. Malcolm doesn't strum near as much. And then on this chorus before the guitar solo, he strums it a lot more. So pay attention to that when you're playing this one. All right, so that's pretty much all the parts for this one. There's only one other difference is we just hang on that D chord there at the end a little bit. But all those parts are basically the same. So anyway, that's it for this one. Killer track. We'll see you guys next time.